Watercolor. This week I'm going to show you how to explore watercolor, even if you have no watercolor supplies at home. This is Layla, she's asleep. I'm Val. This is Better with Art. Instead of a brush, you could use a toothbrush or a sponge. Here we have watercolor paper. It is designed to hold up to a lot of water. It won't wrinkle or fall apart like some other papers will. If all you have at home is printer paper, I'm sorry to tell you, you are out of luck, but you can also look around your house for any thicker white paper. And you could get experimental. Maybe try some old white rags that you have, a paper towel, or a napkin. Now, since the napkin is folded, I'm going to open it up, see what it looks like. There we go. That's kind of cool. Now, it's always possible that you repurpose this for some other project. Let it dry. I could see cutting it apart, using it for collage, or maybe bunching it up and using it as the top of a flower with some pipe cleaners. Making clothing, tie-dye clothing for your Barbie dolls. That'd be fun. The eyedropper, I probably could have just gotten that technique with a paintbrush, but play around with it. I mean, it's fun just to use a different tool. Okay, we're going over here where I have a kettle for today, and some coffee and tea, and some ping pong paddles. I like to paint on the ping pong table. Ooh, and a snack. So I've actually never painted with tea before, it's just my toddler. I notice it makes really light washes, and that's because I'm using it different than her. My toddler likes to use the tea bag and smear it around, and I imagine there's lots of manual things with her hands that she's practicing when she does it. But let's see what happens with the coffee. Oh, that's pretty nice. I could have put a lot less water in and just had a richer color. Coffee and tea are really fun art supplies for kids. Many kids are already fascinated with coffee or tea because they see their parents drink it all the time or other grown-ups around them. I also wanted to point out that these are art supplies that aren't just for kids. I could imagine a really gorgeous landscape painted just in sepia tones using coffee. If I were to do this, I would probably make a thick espresso, one so thick that no one would really want to drink it, to get a really deep brown, and then I would add water to it and make some other tones of brown. So I'd have various brown washes in this landscape painting. Now for kids, I would like to give you a few new techniques this week. I did some coffee painting this morning with my daughter. She's 2. Here's one of them. Now the blue in the center is just because I handed her a scrap of paper that I had already painted on. The rest is all coffee. The technique I wanted to add for this week, oh, don't wake up. Okay. The technique is masking tape. So you can have yourself or your child put down the tape and really make sure it's stuck down, and then you paint, make sure you paint over it, and then you peel it up. It's okay, she had to wake up anyway. So it won't have a perfect edge necessarily. Now, hi Layla, look. The other technique I would like to tell you about is with crayon. So yourself or your child can draw with white crayon on the paper, and it'll be invisible until you paint on top of it. For this technique, you'll want to use a dark color or a very intense color. To check out that technique, oh, cutie, 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 cutie. To check out that technique, you should go back to the beginning of this video and check out the title that I made this week using a white crayon and coffee. Thank you for watching.